Ready for opening statements this morning in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial.
The jury panel includes one retired Secret Service agent whose spouse was a D.C. police officer, several gun owners, and a man whose father was killed by a gun. 5 jurors reported close relationships to people with drug addiction, something central to the case. Now, this morning, the prosecution will go first for opening statements, followed by the First Son's defense team.
Fox's Jackie Ibanez reporting executive action expected from President Biden.
This executive order would shut down asylum requests between ports of entry once illegal border crossings hit 2,500.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Excessive heat warning out west begins 11 a.m. Pacific time until Thursday, 8 p.m. Triple-digit heat for California's Central Valley and other parts, including Las Vegas. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
And right now. Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows.
And here is Shockwave. Found him a lap. What's that song go? Find a lap and sit down in it or something?
I've never heard it, but
there is some song, an old song about that.
He's just got to get his morning massage in.
Yeah, he does. That's a good boy.
he is.
Yes.
Let's see. Today's Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Sure feels like it should be about Friday.
Yes, it does.
Yesterday was a long day.
It'll come soon.
Got to see my cardiologist. He said I'm still kicking.
Well, I'll go today.
Very
so
good.
hey.
Well, he didn't tell me you were coming today.
He didn't want you to know, probably. Who
Well,
knows?
well, now,
Lisa's
and he
surprised.
listened, so he probably
I know,
okay.
yeah.
I should have asked him. I
I
wonder
go
if he
there
would have
from
told
here.
me.
Yeah, I'll leave here and go. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, but he's a good guy. I talked about all sorts of things, and they don't have a cardiologist. They don't have a podiatrist in that unit in that their facility there.
Really?
No,
I didn't know that.
They got other stuff, but not
They do.
podiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting one in probably their New Bern office.
Okay.
But there is a missing podiatrist in this area. It's tough to find
It
one,
is. I've heard that. Yes.
and I want one, and I don't want to drive forever.
I don't blame you.
So he actually turned me on to the name of one in one of the local facilities here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's relatively new, but he's getting good reports from some of his other
I was
clients.
going to say that. I really enjoyed having him on the
Oh, he
show
was
that
good.
morning
Oh, he's excellent.
and would love to have him come back.
Yeah, he's got that same kind of bedside manner
Yes.
that we had in here. So
Yes,
it's always
he-
pretty cool.
He's
And
really great.
And
He's
he
excellent.
explains things to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
I did not do well in biology. I just didn't care.
All I remember is the frog. That's
Oh,
all I remember biology.
Yeah, well, yeah, I used to. Did they let you put some little electrical charges up to that frog?
We did in ours.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. And
Yeah,
that
we
leg
did.
would kick like so.
Oh, no. Ours were dead. And
Well,
no,
this one was dead
there was
too.
no doctor that pronounced the death.
Well,
So
when they-
no errors were made. They were dead.
When they take them out of the freezer, you can rest assured they're dead.
They were just big frogs. I
Uh-huh.
remember. And they stunk. Ugh.
What happens when they start to rot?
Oh, God.
Want any breakfast or anything? Could I get y'all something to eat now?
I'm good. I'm real good. I had Mr. Boyle for my biology teacher at Jacksonville High School. And I'm sure there's people out there who remember him well.
Let's say I had. I didn't take advanced biology, and I can't remember who I had. Maybe I did have Mr. Godwin for fresh biology too, but I didn't need to go any further.
No, it's just one of those courses you had to take. It was mandated.
I don't
so
know why.
I don't know. I've never used it since.
Well, and in any number of autopsies, the doctor explained to me what was going on then, so I didn't really need to know.
Aren't you glad you weren't the one to do the autopsy on that woman yesterday?
I am just reading it now.
I'm glad they didn't do an autopsy on
Yeah.
that one yesterday.
Yes, yes. Rayford's
Where
got
was
the
that?
story
What state
on
was
that.
that?
Was,
Oh, you got it somewhere.
It's Lancaster County.
Yeah.
South Carolina?
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Oh, my.
yeah.
Mhm.
Apparently,
was-
the doctor pronounced this lady dead
At a nursing home. Yep.
At 9:44 on a Monday morning.
and sent her on over to the funeral home.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
At 11:43, they got a 911 call from the funeral home, took her to the hospital, and she's still alive.
Can
So
you
just a-
imagine
Woo.
The call taker at 911 getting that one. This is, Sam's funeral home over here. One of our patients is actually in need of help.
Yeah.
Huh?
They'd be like,
Well,
what?
they started CPR on her till
Yeah.
the
Because she
ambulance
was
got there. But
breathing. Yeah.
and just like I told Ray this morning, first thing I would have done is call 911. The second thing I would have done is quit.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't have looked at another body after that. I just closed the lid. They may be alive. That is.
Had already
Scary.
signed her death certificate and
Yeah.
everything. I
Well,
mean,
she
that
was
poor
in
guy.
hospice and expected to die. And I think we talked about a story.
It's not the
A while
first time this has
back.
happened.
Yeah.
That's right, where their heart rate gets so low, it's hard
So
to
weak.
detect.
Uh-huh.
And they're breathing too. But could you imagine walking by and you see that chest rising?
You,
Uh-uh.
let's see, was it, oh God, I can't remember how the story works, but they had people back in the days before they did autopsies and stuff like that. When they buried somebody, they had a string running up to the surface of the ground through it from the casket all the way to the
In
surface
case
of
it
the ground,
moved.
and it had a bell on it attached to it, and somebody was supposed to be in the graveyard for a couple of days. So in
What?
case that bell would ring, then they start digging.
Who would take a job like that, first of all?
That
Did
would
you
be
see it
haunting.
move? Kelly,
Yeah.
did you see that string move? Get
It's
your
not-
shovels.
It's not the string move. It's when the bell goes ding
Oh,
ding.
Mm-mm. No.
Huh? What?
I would be
I
traumatized
gotta
for life.
look that one up again. That was it was an interesting, weird story, but that's the way I recall it. Out with one politically motivated trial, straight to another one.
Oh, here we go.
It didn't take long for government prosecutors and the defense attorneys in the Hunter Biden case to agree on a jury. Kind of fast, I thought. Evidence will likely be presented today, and given that this is a federal trial, I anticipate a bit more decorum in the courtroom than the last 6 weeks worth of trials. One never knows these days, however. I say that after I watched some children in the U.S. House of Representatives resort to name calling yesterday. I think it's time to defund Congress, personally.
That was crazy.
That was about the dumbest exchange that I have ever heard from any officialdom,
That was you.
including that weird school board up in Virginia,
Oh, Loudon
County. I digress. Hunter stands charged with lying on a federal firearms purchase form, claiming that he had no illegal drug issues. He checked the no box on the same form that everyone wanting to buy a gun from a licensed gun dealer has to fill out. Then he bought a .38 caliber revolver. That brings up a charge of a druggie possessing a gun. Fact is, both charges can send an offender to prison. I still want to know how many people, other than Biden, have been charged, tried, convicted, and actually sentenced to prison. Here's some salt for the wound, though. Hunter's girlfriend at the time, you ready? His recently deceased brother's widow, Hallie Biden, found the gun, and so she decided to get rid of it. She dumped it into a trash can. Unfortunately, it was located close to a school. Once the cops ended up with the gun, they ran it through the cop database. The name Biden stood out like a sore thumb, and everyone knew of Hunter's history with narcotics. That is a crime. The charges, in this case, possessing a gun as the son of the president, possessing a gun as a narcotics user, and lying on a federal gun buying form. 2 of those are real charges. But if he had not been the son of the president, would this have ever even made news? Would they have done anything?
No, it would have never made news. When have you heard other news stories
Never.
and other trials of the same context?
I'm sure there have been, but I have not seen anybody go into trial. I don't know of any of it.
Right. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing yesterday when, they quickly picked 12 jurors.
Yes, they did.
And I think they said that, they did say that all 12 jurors said they had heard some news
Yeah.
about the trial and were aware of the charges.
Yeah.
So this is
I
going to be
don't
interesting.
know. I do not know whether they ask any of them what their party affiliation is,
Right.
or whether they voted for Biden the last go round or not. That was the kind of shenanigans they pulled in the other trial
Right.
against
right.
Trump.
Well, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
In all likelihood, he's as guilty as sin. He should face the consequences, but only as a man, an individual, not as the son of Big Daddy. When an underage man can sell stolen guns, a couple dozen of them on the streets of Chicago, and plead to the misdemeanor illegal possession of a firearm, get a slap on the wrist, I'm surprised that the DA didn't even return the guns that he had stolen or bought or had possession of back to him. When that happens, all of the dog and pony show business with Boy Biden is as much of a scam as the dog and pony show in the New York's prosecutor in conspiracy with the judge put on for 6 long, miserable weeks against Donald Trump. One more time, I'm not a fan of the man Trump. He had a rough time during his 4 years as president, every day facing Democrats who called for his head time and again. And in reality, the system was set up to destroy him during his campaign in 2016, slacked off because it was in the cards for Hillary to win, actually. And when that happened, the gloves came off and the hitmen went all out to stop him any way they could. Impeachment would not work. They knew it. But it did serve their purpose to keep him from being able to move forward to get anything meaningful done on his watch. All right, so before you try, there's a key word there, y'all, try, to take me to task for this, keep in mind, we have an individual opinion. You have yours, I got mine. You're not going to change mine. I don't want you to turning blue in the face trying to do that. That's not going to happen. Blue is not my favorite color, and I'm not going to try to change your mind.
That's how it should be.
It's my opinion.
Correct.
You got yours, I got mine, just like other things.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So, anyway.
Well, I talked to one of your neighbors down the street yesterday, and he had a lot to say about why he left the parties and went unaffiliated.
Jerry Rufus.
Yes. He was very informative. Nice man. I just love talking to him. But he said, Lee, it's just gotten to the point now where, I just feel better being an independent. I said, well, there you go. That's your choice. Good for you.
Mr. Pelletier celebrated his 95th birthday this year.
That man is out walking like
I
every
saw him
Every
the other morning.
day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before 90% of the people in this county get up, he's already covered a couple of miles.
Yes.
He gives me this hope.
Every
Yes.
now and then he'll carry a stick with him or
Yeah.
a cane or whatever, but he's not using it as a cane or a
I
prop.
used it
He's
to
just
fight off
got
an
it with him.
animal or something. Yeah.
Or
Don't
just
blame him.
security, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think,
That
and
didn't
he's
take
not
long.
wrong. And then with what Lee sent me yesterday, that video,
Oh,
is a reason why people
Yes.
just don't go. I mean,
from both sides of the
and
aisle,
I'm
they were
reading
idiots.
about it now because how
It was a
embarrassing.
hearing, the House Oversight Committee,
Yes.
and the hearing quickly spiraled out of control with lawmakers bickering with one another. Less than an hour after the hearing was underway, Greene, which is Marjorie Taylor Greene, took shots at her Democratic colleague, Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas. Do you know what we're here for? Crockett asked Greene, who shot back, I think your fake eyelashes are messing up what you're reading.
So what's that got to do with anything?
Oh, then it went on from there.
Then AOC got involved.
Oh, I know. It was on.
I mean,
Yes.
It was a
good
hen fight.
Lord, how embarrassing.
AOC says, I dare you attack the physical appearance of another person. And Green said, are your feelings hurt? And Ocasio
Cortez.
said, oh, girl, baby girl, don't even play. And then she went on
Then the
to,
name calling got kept
she went on to call Marjorie Taylor Greene a bleach, blonde, butch babe, something like
No,
that.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
That's it. on the
mean,
floor now at the
how
House committee
And
meeting.
people watch this and they're like, seriously? And even in other countries, they watch this. And it makes us look really stupid.
And that is why
How embarrassing.
the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are
Losing.
imploding. This is
They're losing to my party,
they're
the
unaffiliates.
pedestrian party.
Yeah, the pedestrian party. Well, I'll tell you. Did you see that?
Well, we got to talk to a gentleman right here.
Okay. Oh yeah.
First of all, I got to
Sorry.
find out, Steve, what color is your hair? Is it, what was that?
Bleach blonde.
Bleach blonde, butch
No,
something?
hold on. Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
There you go. Steve, does that fit you?
Lord, there's women.
Say that 5
No, I
times. real
don't think
fast.
that's a very accurate description.
I've seen you. I don't think it is either. I tell you what, aren't you glad men don't get down to that level?
They do. Didn't see it in that particular instance.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Not a lot. I don't want to rehash nothing, but I would like to clarify because I think you had a call yesterday and misunderstood what was said and who said it. And the first thing I'd like to say is the definition of hyperbolic means that you're exaggerating to make a point.
Yeah, we looked it up.
Okay, I had a feeling maybe y'all didn't understand that, and there was some confusion there because I was kind of saying the same thing Robin said. Kelly's the only one that was arguing with me over it. But that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to clarify that was all I was saying was the same thing he was saying.
Okay.
And there was also another note. Marjorie Taylor Greene had a big episode yesterday in Congress as well with Dr. Fauci.
I saw that.
The one y'all
yes.
talking about happening about a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they had to call her down yesterday because of the lack of decorum and, same thing. She just keeps trying to, start chaos in these meetings instead of being a congressperson.
Did you see, Steve, where she wants to defund the whole state of New York now?
What?
I did.
Over the Trump.
And the ridiculousness behind that is there's 10 Republican representatives from New York.
Yep. I knew there were a lot. I didn't know how many.
Yeah, it's just more ridiculousness from her. And it ain't just her, but she's just trying to be the queen bee of ridiculousness right now.
I agree.
Queen Bee, I can totally agree with, but
This is what's running our Congress. This is
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah. Well, I think it's time to defund Congress.
Goodness.
And on the Hunter Biden note, like I said before, some things are politically motivated, but if the evidence supports the charges, it supports the charges. If you're a president or related to a president, you're going to be underneath the spotlight. That didn't just start yesterday. It didn't just start with Biden, or it didn't just start with Trump.
Nope.
They went after who was it? Jimmy Carter's brother constantly, and
Billy Bob.
who was the other guy?
Billy was
Yeah.
just, they went after him. Because he was just an easy target for fun. He was more of a media target than anything else. He was a late night.
But-
When we had late night comedians, he was perfect for them.
Right. But once again, they are targets.
Yep.
If they're not targets of the media, they're going to be targets of the late night people. That's just the nature of the beast.
Well,
Yeah.
we all need somebody to, use as our butt of our jokes, don't we?
Well, there's that. But the point I'm making is that if people in high positions like that is highly scrutinized, then sometimes that extends to their family, even though it may seem a little unfair.
Yeah, well, that part I don't agree with, but Billy Bob kind of brought a lot of that on himself too.
Right. And I don't necessarily agree with it, but once again, that's the reality that we're in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, about the charges against him, but the thing is, let's prosecute everybody who's done it. If you're going to prosecute one, prosecute them all. Okay, that's the way that I look at it. Singling one person out because he's got the name, and they admit it. When this thing first came down, the first thing the police said, Biden, you think that's him? Yeah, he was the vice president's son at the time, and they went after him.
What do y'all think about? I don't know if you've heard it yet. That Biden's supposed to sign an executive order to shut the border down.
Well, it's not going to shut the border down. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about like the original border bill. The executive order is going to shut it down after they reach 28,000 migrants coming into the country on a weekly basis. Now,
the Fox News report you had this morning said 2,500. I don't know which one's accurate, but that's what the Fox News report said.
I think there's one of them per day, and there's one of them figured per month, per week.
Okay.
Per week.
All right. But I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction that he's going to get sued when he signs that executive order.
Sued by whom? Can't sue the president.
Yeah, you can. He tried to sign an executive order when he first came into office, and he got sued by a group of Republicans, and he had to repeal it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was he signed a stay in Mexico order, trying to keep that part of what Trump had, and he got sued, and he had to take it back down.
I got to look up
He
that
had to
one.
repeal it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
But anyway, like I say, just wanted to make that one clarification this morning, and other than that, y'all have a blessed day.
You too, Steve. Be safe and stay cool. It can get hot.
Yes.
Your severe weather tip is brought to you by John Stars Electric, your Generac generator dealer. Many of us pretty much know from experiences what we'll need in our homes, even if we lose electricity, to deal with the aftermath of a hurricane. To get started, plan now on how much food you'll need for every person in your household to get you through for 5 days after the storm. It might seem extreme thinking, but remember, supermarkets might not be open. If there's no electricity, there's no service. No electricity, and refrigerated and frozen foods go bad at the grocery store and at your home. You can help at your home if you turn your freezers to the coldest setting several days before a hurricane is predicted to strike, and fill any empty space. This is a key thing, y'all. Go to any empty space at the top of your freezer, fill up all the water bottles you can get, milk jugs or whatever, and fill those things to the brim and put them in your freezer several days in advance. And that way, once that ice freezes, the water freezes, it will, as it melts or whatever, it will, the cold, if you remember your high school science, cold settles down. It goes down, right? And that will help keep all of your frozen goods colder longer. The bottles of ice, once they thaw, are good sources of water for your family. Whatever you have in your freezer should be used first, assuming you have a gas grill or some other way of cooking whatever you have on hand. No reason you should have to lose everything. Water is another necessity. You should have enough bottles on hand for drinking. Tap water may not be available for various reasons. Good idea would be to fill your bathtubs too a day or so before a storm. Not for drinking, but it can be used to flush your toilets. Yep, they don't need electricity, just water. Don't forget comfort foods for the family. Peanut butter doesn't need to be refrigerated. Crackers and bread are good. Bread and milk will always fly off the supermarket shelves first thing,
Yeah.
several months before a hurricane comes.
Yeah.
First aid supplies, people don't think about it. Debris can pile up. You're going to be cleaning up. Boards with nails sticking out are dangerous. Lots of antiseptic cream is always good. Needless to say, for those taking prescription meds, make sure you refill them if you're running anywhere near low. Most pharmacies will have no issues, even if it's a little earlier than normal, if a storm is coming in, and they will gladly refill your prescriptions. After weather today, or later on today, and the rest of this week, if you've got questions or concerns, maybe you're a newcomer to the area and you've never been through a tropical weather system, give us a call. If you would like to offer some tips you've learned from your experiences, call us. Perhaps people can learn from those who have been there in the past. 910-333-0139. I mentioned a lack of power creating problems that can force you to pretty much spend it. No AC, no refrigeration, no warm showers, no lights, no way to charge your cell phones, no internet. What a mess. Why not avoid those discomforts? Why not power up your life with a Generac generator from John Stars Electric? Be impressed, I was just last year, with how efficient the team got into action. They looked at my needs, made recommendations that I could live with, and now I'm comfortable knowing that I have a standby generator just for my peace of mind, if nothing else. Give them a call. There's no obligation, but once you talk with the team, you'll be happy knowing they handle all arrangements, including contact with your power company and whatever propane gas company you would like. John Stars Electric, 910-989-1908. Don't put it off any longer. Remember the dire predictions from and the national weather forecasters who are calling for a significant increase in hurricane activity this year from the Atlantic zone. Okay, stay tuned for your local weather outlook coming up next. We'll be right back.
7.1 WSME. Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. You only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you like asparagus and mushroom sorbet? I've got leftovers.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your property simple and rewarding.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Marine Forecast is sponsored by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. We've discussed depression and anxiety quite a bit on this show. Every time we read or hear about tragedies, maybe you know people who have lost everything they had in a fire, suffered unspeakable tragedies on the roads, it's normal for us to react in ways that are not necessarily healthy. There are things that happen that are beyond our control, of course. Losing sleep, going to the extremes, talking about the what ifs, all unhealthy. Of course, you want to take precautions to protect yourself and your family. That's the smart thing to do. We should do that, of course. But when it becomes compulsive, that's when it gets to be sort of bad. If you see yourself in what I'm saying, it might be time for you to see a counselor. How accurate am I?
Very accurate.
You see it all the time, don't you?
Every day.
Wow. Maybe I should be a counselor. No, I can recognize it. And from my 76 years on earth,
Mhm.
you get to see a whole lot and deal with a whole lot,
Mhm.
especially dealing with some of the things. Community Prevention Services located right here in Jayville. The staff there, they're trained professionals. They deal with these same kinds of issues you might be facing. There's no need to wait any longer, no need to continue feeling like you're all alone with your feelings. Give them a call today, 910-353-0972. They offer services that are recognized. They offer services that are completely confidential, and the chances are good that your insurance plan is recognized at Community Prevention Services. Offshore today, looking good again. Westerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas only about 2 feet. 2-foot waves from the southwest every 4 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop by the afternoon. Southwesterly winds on Thursday, kicking up a bit now. 15 to 20 knots. Seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers are going to be choppy.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 88. It's about a 40% chance of showers or thunderstorms. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 68. A little bit gusty tonight with 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 87, and the gusts will continue up to 20 miles an hour tomorrow. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 71. That's kind of warm. And on Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mainly after 2 p.m. Otherwise, between that, partly sunny, high of 90.
Well, 71 is kind of warm for an overnight low, right?
I think so.
Well, what do you think?
I'm not complaining about it.
It's 6.
I like it.
It's 6:19 this morning,
Mhm.
6:19 a.m. in Russia, Russian time.
Okay.
It was 64 degrees there. How do I know that?
You got your.
Because I was talking to a guy.
Yeah.
It was 11:19 our time,
Okay.
6:19 his time.
Nice.
Yeah. Talking to a guy
I
in
thought you
Moscow.
said he said it was 18 degrees.
18 Celsius.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That becomes,
They do Celsius. over there.
you have to translate this stuff, Anyway, we're back in here, and we have, according to the phonetic spelling that was given to me, Cara.
Yes.
How about dog?
Correct.
I got something right.
Yay.
CARE-A. That's what I was
phonetically,
given.
Yeah.
That was my
to make sure.
phonetic spelling.
Right.
Cara Harris from Community Outreach Coordinator with the Hope is Alive along the Crystal Coast. Hope is Alive.
So tell us what it's all
What is
about.
that?
So
Come on up
Hope
to
is
the
Alive.
microphone.
Thank you first for having me. I really am so grateful. I appreciate that. So Hope is Alive, we are a group of sober living mentoring homes, long-term approach, about an 18-month to 2-year program. In this program, we dig deep into the core wounds, trauma, things that that caused you to go down a path of destruction, really. But sober living, 18 months to 2 years, is a 3-phase program. First phase is building your foundation. Second phase is working through process addictions like codependency and et cetera. And third phase, you should be at the point where you're ready to give back and like sponsoring women and men and leading other people in the program. My job is community outreach, and that's building a community for the men and women. Most of us walked into the program without that. And everybody needs community. And it's so important to have that. And that's one of the reasons I do what I do.
There are times during a person's life where they decide, okay, I'm going to get clean. I'm going to take care of myself. It's from what I've seen in many instances, it's like quitting smoking.
Yeah.
Some people quit many times. Is that the way it is and it's staying clean?
It is. I went through the program myself.
Mhm.
A lot of our employees have been through the program. It took me quite a few times to surrender I didn't want to give it all and let God take control. And so it took me multiple times, just like you said, smoking, to actually succeed in this and getting rid of all that and living a new life.
What would cause you to fall back into the other lifestyle?
I strongly believe us working process addictions, working through that trauma and the core wounds. I didn't know how to deal with feelings. And a lot of residents come in there and they don't know how to deal with those emotions. And so we go through that and help them be able to live life. We're all going to have good days and bad days, but it works through that and you're able to cope with those feelings. And I think that was the big difference in my own life.
Kind of like the weather. Don't like it today. Wait, tomorrow will be better.
It will.
Or it could be worse, but there will be better days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good. Exactly how do you go about this? I mean, what are the processes?
So we have a number 18443 HOPE now, or you can call me directly. We have program managers that live in the homes and they lead the women or the men. And you fill out an application and then you get an interview with someone with Hope is Alive. And it's pretty quick. They assess what's going on to see if it's a good placement for you.
But you are basically in the home. You stay with other like-minded individuals.
Yeah, they're groups. Like we have a house in Hubert for women. We have a house in Beaufort. We also have a house in Greenville, and that's our North Carolina market. We have 26 homes across the country. So you're living in a group setting. The women, it holds 8, the men 11. And so there is a sisterhood and brotherhood that starts to form in that home. It's incredible.
Lee, this probably goes along with what you do in a lot of respects, right? You have to deal with some of the same types of individuals, same issues, but they're not going to a home, right?
You talking about with substance addiction?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes, but sometimes people do need that kind of placement. And that was going to be my next question for you. Is your 8-bed home in Hubert filled?
At the moment, no. We have 1 bed open.
Okay.
Right now.
Good to know. Okay.
Another cool thing is that a lot of people that want to come in the program need to get out of their area.
Environment, yeah.
They need to get out of that environment and you can go to a different market.
Which I would recommend.
Absolutely. For me, I didn't have anybody in my life when I came in. So I did not have that influence. So I was able to stay in my area. But it's really important to get away from my glasses. To get away from those influences that, are hindering you to start your journey in recovery.
Now, once they're in the home, is there like a step system in the home or, or is it tiered or how does the process work once they get in there?
So it's 3 phases. When you come in, also, I want to point out when you come into the home, we help you get a job. You do need a job. You do pay rent in these homes. There is help to get into the program. That's where I come in. But yes, 3 phases. So the first phase is building that foundation, getting you connected to the community. We AA or NA. There's requirements for that, but you have freedom, but there is a really strong structure system, accountability, a curfew, chores in the home, and it's setting you up for when you do graduate, you are ready to live on your own and take life skills, and we help you all along the way.
So you're living as a family unit.
You really are.
Everybody has chores. Everybody has to cook. Everybody has to clean or whatever your arrangements are. It's pretty cool.
And it's really cool to see how the bonds happen in the home. And one of the things I told the ladies, you're going to miss this. You're going to miss this a lot. Some of them, there yet. They're still new. But we have an association. So when you graduate this program, we don't just say here, graduate, bye. There is an alumni association that you're still staying connected with a lot of the people, and you get these friendships while you're in there, and yeah.
Just some of the folks as you to come back as mentors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's another thing, setting up mentors for the ladies and the men. That was one of the things I did not have when I came in, and now I do. But yeah, setting up mentors, spiritual advisors, spiritual mentors. A lot of the volunteers in our market take these girls to lunch or take the guys to lunch, and they form those lifelong friendships.
Okay. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, if you've got a question you would like to ask, this is your time. And you don't have to give your name. Just call us, ring us up, 910-333-0139. And Carol will do what she can to answer your questions. And I'm sure that I've still got questions, so I'm sure you probably do as well. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Well, hey, y'all. How was everyone's Memorial Day weekend? I'm sure y'all had lots of good food, but we have some more coming your way at a good price at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. This week, we have a whole fresh pork picnic for $1.29 a pound. You can't beat that. We also have bone-in ribeye steaks for $9.99 a pound. Easy to cook and taste amazing. And if you spend your weekends on the boat island hopping, then you must have refreshing snacks. Stop by on your way out to the water and get some red ripe California cherries for just $3.99 a pound. And a pound of fresh ripe strawberries, or get 2 pounds of strawberries for just $5. The Richlands Piggly Wiggly has your back. You'll have everybody coming to your boat for the good snacks. Have a good week, y'all, and stay piggy.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, and tow. Tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full-color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real 97.1 WSME.
Hey, we're back in studio. Our guest is Kara Harris from the Hope is Alive organization, and they got homes, 26 of them across North Carolina. Is that what I heard?
Actually, no, across the country.
Across the country. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty cool. Now, how do you get your funds to operate these facilities? I know the folks pay rent.
Correct.
But it's going to cost a lot more than just some rent money for you to maintain.
So we're a nonprofit organization, and one of the biggest parts of my job is fundraising.
Okay.
We hold events throughout the year, fundraising events, but also just connecting with the community, becoming a monthly partner, whether it be $25 or $1,000 a month, whatever fits in your budget. That helps with the general operational cost and helping with the residents get through the program, because they do pay rent, but it actually costs more than what they're paying.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I step in and build that community, and monthly partnerships are really good.
There's food, there's there's something called electricity you got to pay for. I mean, there's
all the
everything. Maintenance on the facilities. Do you own the homes?
So the homes are actually supported by supporters. Church partnerships is another thing that I do, is getting the ladies and the men connected with churches. We are faith-based, but church partners, a lot of them fund these homes.
How far down do people go before they realize that they need some help?
It all varies. Some, this is their first time. Some, their 8th time going through a program. Wow. It all depends on what you consider their bottom. My bottom was my relationship with my family was very absent, and I was alone, isolated. That was my bottom. But it all depends on the severity, or some people, their bottom might be not as big as another people. It all depends.
Are these folks able to function? Would we even know that they have an issue, perhaps?
So when they come in the program, we really like for them to go to detox first, depending on what their alcohol or drugs. Alcohol is a necessity to go to detox. And a lot of times treatment first, 30, 45-day treatment program. That is to help with the mental health and other issues, and then come to us. Not a lot of times when they come in the program would you actually notice, because they're not in active addiction at that point when they come into us.
It's a dependency, not an addiction.
I'm sorry?
A dependency. They need it, they want it, but it's not an addiction, physical addiction.
It is actually addiction when they come into the program.
Is it?
They are absolutely addicted to alcohol and drugs. But they have to go through this process. For me, I went to detox and came straight to a Hope is Alive home. Mine was alcohol. But you wouldn't, I think some are more noticeable when they come in, how much struggle they've been through. Yeah.
We talked in Kelly's group, they deal with depression and anxiety. Some of it's not always dependent upon, an impairing substance either, is it?
No.
It can just be a mental situation. Do you deal with it too?
So we do not, We are not medical. But when you come in the program, you are allowed to take medication for depression, anxiety, all those things, as long as it's not a narcotic. There are some medications that we do not accept, like MAT drugs, Suboxone or methadone. We do not. We take a holistic approach to healing.
Okay, good. Yeah. So again, how do people reach you?
All right, so you can go to 1-844-3-HOPE-NOW, or I can give you my personal cell phone number, which is 252-422-4094, and I will guide you on how. But we can go on the also hopeisalive.net.
.net. Okay, got it.
That's the webpage.
Folks, if you want to try something, if you want to get more information, that's probably your first step. If you got a computer, go to hopeisalive.net. Remember that one. Hopeisalive.net. And just examine it. Take a look, see it. See if this is something that you think would work for you, that you know, at some point in time, you may need it. This may be your only outlet.
Mm-hmm.
That would be good. Kara, thank you for coming in.
I am so grateful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
We appreciate you coming in, and congratulations on your personal victory.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
I
and thank you for
appreciate
what you do. I just have one last question. You said that that they have to go through detox first. Is that something that your organization will help set up for them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not required they go to detox. We have people come in that are sober for a few months before they come. They can just come straight to us. Homeless. Some of are homeless. And, you know, we get them in there. But detox, you know, we will definitely help you. And if Hope is Alive is not a good fit for you, maybe mental, we will guide you in getting you to the right place. We're not going to leave you hanging.
Good. So I like it. I like it.
I do
Hopeisalive.net. Give them a look-see, and then give them a call. The numbers are there, too, for you.
Yes, sir.
Kara, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. You take care. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
When it comes to paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morehead City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
The excitement of baseball has arrived in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Ospreys summer collegiate baseball team. Playing their games in inaugural season at Jack Elliott Park in Jacksonville. Bring your family and friends. Catch the fun with games, promotions, and special events. Grab season passes, online tickets, and game times at JacksonvilleOspreys.com. Tickets just $10 at the gate. This summer, swing on over and score some fun with your own Jacksonville Ospreys. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville. Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
Vacation season is here. That means fishing and fun. Make sure your car or truck is ready for the road with a visit to Battlefield Automotive, 1214 West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro. If your check engine light is on, you may be looking at an expensive repair bill down the road, complicated by extreme temperatures and an engine that's not prepared to handle it. The pros at Battlefield Automotive can check your battery, starter, and charging system, charge and repair air conditioning systems to keep you cool and tune up your engine. They do everything from oil changes to brakes, and they carry a complete line of accessories. Battlefield Automotive are expert both domestic and foreign car and truck repair and guarantee all their work using only ASC certified mechanics. So, whether it's a battery, a simple load, tune-up, or just getting your ride ready for a getaway, call 910-325-0828. Visit Battlefield Automotive today, 1214 West Corbin Road, in the friendly city by the sea in Swansboro. Again, for Battlefield Automotive, call 910-325-0828.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well. Another Democrat has fired the party. And this winner is Senator Bob Menendez, straight from the Garden State, once a Democrat, now an independent running for re-election. He has filed a petition with nearly 2,500 signatures to run for re-election as an unaffiliated man from New Jersey, despite being on trial for federal bribery charges. I'm not sure the unaffiliated want him around, do you? The state's Division of Elections lists Menendez as a candidate in the November 5th election after he submitted a petition with 2,465 signatures. To make it onto the ballot, Menendez was required to collect only 800 signatures. He's an overachiever, I guess. Menendez has served 3 terms as a senator and is now seeking a 4th. Menendez and his wife both pleaded not guilty to bribery and obstruction of justice charges. They're accused of accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes in the form of cash, gold bars, and a Mercedes-Benz.
In his pockets. I was going to ask about
Mercedes-Benz
that.
for the benefit of various business persons and the Egyptian government. And he wants to be an independent. No, you're not independent. Independent means you don't have allegiances to parties or other individuals that you have to pay back. And he has to pay a lot of people back.
Does he really think changing his party is going to help get him reelected?
I think he thinks that.
He
Yeah,
thinks
Pretty
so.
corrupt, if you ask me.
Well, Democrats are not going to support him. He's just going to look at this thing and say, well, I'm going to have an I beside my name. Maybe somebody will vote for me. Because they don't like the Democrat or the Republican running.
Well, it's just like we said yesterday. Manchin changed to independent too.
Another former Democrat, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., likely
Yes.
to enter for a rough ride in his bid to beat Trump, Biden, and a few others on the November ticket for the presidency. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. previously expressed support for, you ready for this? Higher gas prices for consumers, which he argued would force a market shift toward electric vehicles. This was about a year or so ago.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Kennedy made the argument in a number of media appearances, as well as at least one speech going back to as long as 2003, claiming that ending subsidies to oil companies and forcing them to cover certain costs related to oil production would lead to gasoline costing its true price of up to $22 per gallon. I agree with him on ethanol. For that gasoline that you're putting in your car that's tainted with ethanol, alcohol, I agree with him. They should not be subsidized. It messes up your engines, gives you less gas mileage. Nah. The number one thing we need to do right now as a nation, more important than the moonshot, more important than anything else, is to get off of foreign oil, he says, whatever it takes. And I think he said if we had true markets, we'd pay $5.2 trillion a year on subsidies in the carbon industry. And that doesn't include the $8 trillion that we spend on wars protecting essentially oil pipelines. That was an interview just last year. $22 a gallon. He's making Biden look pretty dang good right now. But there are folks who like people like Kennedy. They're pledging their support in a long shot bid for the White House. What do you think Kennedy's chances of winning are? Do you think he has any chance of winning?
No.
I think he's Ross Perot, except this time the shoe will be on the other foot. As a former Democrat running as an independent, he's going to upset the Biden apple cart. He's going to steal from Biden.
I think he's going to steal much from anybody.
Perot didn't steal a lot, but he stole enough to give Bill Clinton the shot. So that's the way I'm looking at it. Take a break. Fox News time. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. When we get back, your calls if you want to, if you dare to. 910-333-0139. The ladies have got something for you. They're going to be taking the next 60 seconds to practice being Congress ladies. And they're going to come out swinging. Don't go away.
Fake eyelashes.
We'll be right back.
USME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. President Biden is set to take executive action on the border. The White House has yet to publicly confirm their plans, but several reports, including from the Associated Press, say this executive order would shut down asylum requests. Ports of entry once illegal border crossings hit 2,500. The border would only reopen once this number drops to 1,500.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. Opening statements begin at 9 a.m. Eastern in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial.
Special counsel David Weiss is going to go first here, the prosecution's team. Then it's Hunter Biden's lawyers, likely lead defense attorney Abby Lowell. 45 minutes aside is what we're thinking they'll get. Hunter faces 3 felonies in connection with a 2018 gun purchase.
That's Fox's Rich Edson. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back. We're back live. And okay, you guys got it. Okay, you guys want to address each other as
Why?
members of Congress?
No.
Why?
Yeah, because they're beyond ridiculous.
I know you guys are ladies, but do you think these guys are ladies?
No. Kelly's a therapist, so let her do it.
Well, y'all all know I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I think she's a weirdo. I think she gives Republicans a bad name. I think I'm not sure why she's in it.
What do you think she does for women? Forget the political part. What do you think she does for women? Give them a bad name?
I think she gives herself a bad name. I think anybody with any degree of intelligence can see through her nonsense and won't lump everybody. This is why you don't lump everybody into one category for this reason right here.
What would you say to her if she's on your couch? You don't have couches, do you?
I do have a couch.
Oh, do you have a couch? Okay. What do you say to people like that, like her, if you put them on a couch?
Well, it would depend on what she was talking about.
Well, let's just take the video that you watched.
Well, I hadn't watched the whole thing. Like, I would like to know what happened before, or did she literally just lead into this? Because that would just tell me that she's,
Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, she's very vocal.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't care who she goes after. Look at Mike Johnson. She didn't agree with some of the choices he made, so she called for a vote to have him removed.
Right.
I mean, she's a far right loony.
She is far right loony. I
She
agree with
causes
that.
a lot of disruption.
Yeah.
She's her own person, I have to say that, but I think it was very disrespectful
Yes.
for them all to get into what they
Well, all
got
of
into
them.
that day.
Because she bought into what a lot of them are already engaged in.
That's right.
And I don't know if she thinks she's coming out because, like, well, they do it, so I am too kind of mentality. I'm not really sure. Just because one or two people, do that type of behavior doesn't make it right.
Well,
She's just
we
got- what was the
elected them.
context of this thing?
It was the House. I'd have to go back and get the full contact. But, the thing about it is we elected these people to be adults and to represent us.
Well, if you're gonna fight over the issues, fight over that, but don't resort to mascara name calling, fake eyelashes, and all this other nonsense.
You bleach bomb.
Is that the
butch
best?
built.
Is that the best you can do to argue your point? Is to start, throwing shade.
The guy sitting there going like,
They were all about it.
I
bet
watched a
you
couple of them up there. And they're like,
oh my
this is not
God.
us.
Yeah,
It was like a cat fight.
I mean,
exactly what it was. It was
guys in Parliament, I mean,
Absolutely
they may get up and throw chairs at each other.
Well, they
or come
fight
to
each other.
fisticuffs.
Yeah, and they do it in Parliament, and they've done it in.
But it's just a good old
in
boy
other Asian
fisticuffs
countries.
thing.
Yeah,
Not
just get
that
out there
big a
and
deal.
fight it out and be done with it.
That's boys
Yeah.
will be boys. Hey,
Yeah.
Steve, you're back.
Hey guys, sorry to call twice,
No
but I wanted
problem.
to throw some context on the whole Marjorie Taylor Greene incident y'all were talking about. It was a late night meeting that they had, I think about a week ago. Comer gave them the day off so they could go to the Trump trial. And when Marjorie Taylor Greene was speaking, she went on a rant about Trump and the trial, which had nothing to do with the hearing that they were having. And I can't remember the Democratic representative's name right off the top of my head. But she asked Marjorie Taylor Greene, did she know why they were there? Because what Marjorie was talking about had nothing to do with why they were there. Marjorie made the comment about that she, maybe her eyelashes were getting in the way and she couldn't read.
Right.
And they called for a point of order saying that, decorum says you can't personally attack other members. And Comer said that he didn't consider that a personal attack. So the Democratic representative she said, okay, if I say this, and she made the bleach blonde comment, is that considered a personal attack?
That's the way I heard it too.
Right. And then Comer said he didn't hear her. He wanted her to repeat it. And she would not repeat it again. She did say it one time, but she did not reiterate it.
I'm glad she didn't do it again. No need to fall for that one.
Right. And like I say, I think, I don't condone either side of it. It's kind of hard to go high when somebody goes low. So I can kind of understand that as humans, I want to ding them back. But man, they're supposed to be professionals. And Marjorie Taylor Greene tries to
Get
be
attention.
The queen of chaos. Right, the queen of chaos, and she is constantly breaking decorum. The one she was yesterday is she was with Dr. Fauci, and she was saying that he was a doctor, that he needed to be put in prison, and all this stuff. And the chairman of the committee told her decorum was she had to address him as a doctor, and she just went on and on about how she won't do that. And,
Well, then get up and leave.
It's just right. It's just ridiculousness. You know what I mean? I get her personal opinions, but then there's, you're there to do a job. You're there to be a professional. At least that's my opinion, is what they're supposed to be there for.
There is decorum in the Senate and on the House floor. Both of them, their committee meetings the same way. There is a certain order that has to be followed. It's 250 freaking years old. And if you go in there and try to change it, then we're going to change you.
Well,
Bottom line.
you're supposed to play by the rules, man. I mean, in the adult world, we all, call our own fouls. That is, you're supposed to call your own fouls in the adult world. You're supposed to take personal responsibility for what you do. And man, I ain't gonna say it's unique to one party, but there seems to be a problem with people taking personal responsibility these days.
Well, I think even with even the people within either party Okay, they fight each other on a regular basis. I've heard them do name calling, and on and off the floors. It's ridiculous. Come on, grow up, y'all.
Right, it is. But one thing I will say is that Marjorie Taylor Greene has found herself on one side or the other of this equation quite often lately.
Yes,
I agree.
It ain't just she's the one, the thing that ties it all together. It seems like
She didn't find herself there. She put herself there with willingness, malice aforethought, in my personal opinion. The only way she's going to gain any notoriety is to play the fool.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, it seems like she's being rewarded for her behavior.
She is. There's a certain faction of people that
by
will
the
reward her.
Republican Party. Well, not just by that, but by the GOP. I mean, she's, where she was kicked off of committees before because of this behavior, now she's been, put as a ranking member.
That has nothing to do with the GOP. That has to do with Congress, the leaders in the Congress. The GOP has no control over that.
I can see that. I just look at them as part of the GOP, because of who's in charge.
Well, once they're in Congress, they're supposed to be congressmen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a
I
problem.
would agree. Supposed to be, but they're in a perpetual campaign mode.
One of the reasons is because they run every 2 years, and on the House side,
he changed,
and that in itself makes the minute you finish one election. I mean, let's
You
look at
start
Greg
campaigning.
Murphy when he had to run for the to fill this unexpired seat of Walter Jones, and then he had a runoff campaign, right? And then as soon as he got into office,
He had to start campaigning for the next
term was expiring, and he had to run again. God.
House, and that's why I think they should go to 4 years, because you spend the first year learning, and then the second year campaigning, and then you get reelected. So you've got 6 to 8 months where you're actually working, and then you start campaigning all over again.
You can't even learn your way around a building that big in 1 year.
Sure.
And I wouldn't disagree with you, but I would say that it seemed like they were better capable of laying down that flag, 25, 30 years ago than they are now. Seemed like they were able to have a little bit of a break in there where they actually did their job instead of running a campaign.
Yeah.
Now it's just a nonstop campaign. That seems like they more than 50% of their energy is focused on that. So that may cause us to not really get much done.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You too. We certainly aren't getting a whole lot positive done these days, are we?
No, and that's just it. I think being a congressman and only having a 2-year term, I just don't see where they have a lot of time to really work on the issues, because they have to spend a lot of time raising money and campaigning. And you just can't not wait until the primary to do that. You have to start well in advance. It's a continuous cycle of campaigning
A lot
and
of folks
raising money.
A lot of folks out there don't realize what congressmen and senators do when they're not in session.
Right.
They're in session. They're meeting. They're supposed to be in the district.
Right.
If you don't find your congressman somewhere in your district when you know that the House is not in session for 6 weeks or whatever, if you don't see news reports of him in this community or that community, then he's not out there doing his job.
Right.
When you don't see them, you don't hear from them, they're still getting paid.
And
for doing nothing.
We see that on Murphy. If he's not in Congress or doing his surgery, he is in just about every single county.
Yeah,
attending all sorts of stuff.
They're supposed. That's what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
And I applaud them when they're out there too. I like to see them in the various communities, stumping, talking to people. Yes, you can call it campaigning, but they're also getting a feel from the public in real life, not just from the polls and whatever. Good morning. Who's this?
Good morning, Brittany. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Hi, Mike.
Hey, I wanted to get your opinion on term limit Congress.
We have term limits for Congress. Right now it's 2 years.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about that's the limit as far as the serving. That's why total terms, like you can only serve 3 terms in Congress.
Well, I mean, we can stop them from serving more than one anytime we want to. Every 2 years, we can stop them.
But I agree with you, Mike. I think there should be. You know, we got people been in there for what, 30 years.
More.
Yeah, we need to keep new blood in the Congress, and that maybe reinvigorate voters to start voting again, because they feel like people stay there too long and they come beholden to corporations and other entities, and they're not actually work for the people anymore.
Here's the only thing that I have concerns with along those lines, and I think we do need term limits in a lot of positions, a lot of elected positions. You got war running there, Mike?
What are you doing?
Let me pull over. I was driving.
Oh, okay. Because it just sounded like a chain.
I
Like,
wasn't
what?
sure what that was. But anyway, the only problem I have, Mike, with just out with always in with new people. Then we get a whole house full of
Exactly.
of children like Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of the others that show up in there who have absolutely no experience. They don't know their rear ends from a hole in the ground, to be honest with you. And it takes a little while. It takes a while to get to know folks. And then when you do build, both inside your party, within your party, and within the Congress itself, when you build relationships, that's when things get done. Not by out there bickering back and forth as stupid little children. They should be put to the corner and spanked.
So what I was thinking is maybe we make it 4-year terms for Congress, and there's 3 terms. 12 years should be plenty enough time to build relationships to get things done, you know?
I agree.
I cannot disagree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Senate, would you do 3 years? That would be 18 years. I mean, 3 terms, that would be 18 years. Senate is a fairly powerful unit.
Yes, 6 years, yes.
They're 6-year terms, but with 3 terms, and a lot of senators leave after 2 terms anyway. Some after 3 terms.
I'm not really sure. I feel somebody's been there 30, 40 years. He's probably lost a lot of their zest and their zoom. But I'm not really sure how long I would make term limits for, because I agree with you, Rayford. You no sooner get in there, it takes you a couple years to learn the ropes. It takes you that long to get appointed to committees, to start chairing committees, to start introducing legislation on your own and bills on your own. So I think that your first term is mainly that. So your second term and your third term is really where you prove your worth. And your work shows.
I don't think somebody after 4 years should be in charge of some of these vital committees that we have out there. Let's say military.
Yes.
Let's just say a lot of committees like that. You need to serve before you become the chair of these committees. You don't really necessarily know anything when you get there.
Right.
It's like a kid getting out of high school that was a great kid in high school, but he gets to college and he just freaks.
Mm-hmm.
Probably good counselors needed for those freshmen too, quite often, right, Kelly?
Sometimes.
But when they're thrust into some environment that they're not even close to being comfortable with, they've never served anywhere with any consequence. They may have been a school board member for a term or 2, but then suddenly they're in Congress. They're one of 435 or one of 100 in the Senate. That's scary to have that much power.
Right. Right. And it takes years to learn the ropes.
It does. Like I say, you don't even know where the bathrooms are after a year.
Yeah, that's what Walter B. used to say. Yeah, it takes somebody for 6 months to learn where the bathrooms are.
Yeah. As far as the leadership, most of them as of right now, and I think it will continue afterwards if this will implement that, which is their constituents keep electing them to. So I think the continuity of leadership would stand for something of that nature.
Yeah. Now, when I've talked about term limits here, and we talked about it on a local level, not the state level, I can't think of any position on the state level that I would have problems having term limits there. But on the local level, the district attorney, he's a professional.
Yes.
The clerk of court is a professional. The sheriff,
the
sheriff is a professional.
Right.
Those are individuals that I don't have. They are professionals. They were professionals in those fields, generally speaking, before they got elected. I don't have a problem with no term limits there. Just work until you're ready to retire. It's a job. And it's really, it is a job. You just happen to be elected and accountable to the people, which I think that's right. I mean, the police chief is appointed. He's hired.
And I think the turnover rate for those jobs, they're kind of frequent. We had what's his face for about 30 some years, but Mr. Brown for about 30 years or so. But as far as the other positions, state level and lower, they're pretty frequent. And if it's not broken, don't fix it. I would agree.
Yeah. Well, Sheriff Brown, he started his work in law enforcement in the 1960s as a patrol officer with the Jacksonville Police Department. Then after a period of time, he went to the sheriff's office as a patrol deputy.
Right.
And then when it came time to run for election, Sheriff Woodward was retiring. He had some medical issues, and he retired, and Ed Brown ran for that office. And apparently he was doing a good enough job. Was that about 1990?
Yes. Yeah. I'd have to go back and research.
I think he was elected about 1990, somewhere along that time.
And then
I wasn't here at the time.
2016.
2014.
2014.
He lost his bid in 2014 for re-election.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But, there are certain positions that I don't have a problem with having individuals in there who are professionals in that trade.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yes, I would agree too.
Okay.
They ain't broken in, don't fix it on certain positions, but Congress, they definitely broken, so need fixing.
They are, the folks in Congress are citizens. They are citizens. They are just like you and me. They're not paid to be there forever. That was not the way it was set up. They were there to do the work of the people, for the people, and then go home and start farming again. That was the idea.
Yeah, that's how it was originally. Yep. With Washington and his plantations and all the others. They did the same thing, farming and going.
I remember David Crockett. Well, I don't remember him. I remember reading about him. I'm not quite that old, but I remember reading about David Crockett when he went. When he went up there, carried his musket, stood it on the desk right beside him. They did their job. Nobody got shot, by the way. They did their job. And when he finished his term, he quit and went home.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. He served. He served. He served. He was not there to make a killing, but to be there for life.
You're absolutely right.
But then we got lobbyists. Okay, Mike, I've ranted enough.
And I think those limits will help with the lobbying and all the other stuff because they look for long-term goals when they come in the lobby. If you keep switching out people every couple, 4 to 8 to 12 years, then it's hard to lobby.
All right, appreciate it, sir. You have a good one.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. Weather is next.
Freedom 97.1.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Chino Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Chino Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Chino Italiano on West Corbin Avenue in Swansboro.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street, Main Street in Maysville, on your way to and from the beach. Bone-in ribeye steak is on $9.99 a pound. Whole top sirloin, $5.99 a pound. Whole fresh pig neck, just $1.29 a pound. How about whole bottom round? Just $3.79 a pound. Boneless fry breast is only $2.59 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your Maysville Piggly Wiggly, and they use only the finest of Sanderson's Farm chicken and certified Angus beef. Over in the garden, red ripe California cherries, just $3.99 a pound. 2 1-pound packages of red ripe strawberries, just $5. North Carolina grown blueberries, only $2.99 a pint. Jumbo green bell peppers, 99 cents each. Super select cucumbers, just 59 cents each. And you get a 1-pound bag of Brussels sprouts for just $2.99. And you get 3 6-packs of the 16-ounce size Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down the street, Main Street in Maysville, on your way to and from the beach. Remember, say big with the P.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okie dokie, we're back. Your marine weather forecast sponsored by Community Prevention Services. We've discussed depression and anxiety, probably sometimes too much, perhaps, but maybe not enough. You deal with this. This is your company sponsoring this. Every time we read about a tragedy, I mean, we read about a young teenager in a pool over the weekend. We know of wrecks here, shootings. We cover them pretty much every day of the week. We report on what occurred. I got another one coming up from another area here that is just absolutely disgusting. But when I read them, when I look at them, I go a little bit deeper than the stuff that we give you. We just condense them down to stuff. But, you know, it is mind-boggling. Sometimes you feel like, you know, what's the purpose? What's going on? Do we just, should I come in and lock all the doors and just never leave the house?
No, you should not do that.
How do you get out there in real life and deal with it? You know you're going to run into another wreck one day. You always are in fear of somebody hitting you.
True.
Or some kid or somebody running out in front of you. That's why you should be slowing down.
That's true too.
So you can avoid these things. But there's always that possibility. And there are certain things that you cannot do. Somebody runs into your path on a multi-lane highway. You don't see them because of all the cars that are coming, but they're running and dodging. And then suddenly they either run into you or you hit them.
Yeah. True.
They're dead.
Yep.
What do you do?
And for a lot of people that are involved in that situation, it can have, you know, long-term effects on their psyche. And, you know, I know of an incident where years ago, not around here, it was a foggy, rainy night, and someone stepped off a curb and they were hit and killed through, I mean, it wasn't the driver's fault. The driver was, they just, you know, the person just stepped off the curb and didn't see the car, but that left them, you know, with needing therapy for a very long time because they felt guilty. There was a lot of things. It was nothing the driver could do at all. And the passengers in the car were, I mean, it's a terrible thing. So stuff like that happens.
It happens.
You just have to process it.
How do you talk to people about that who come see you?
Well, I deal with it, everything is individually tailored
Mhm.
because how I would work with you may not be how I would work with Lee.
Okay.
So it's hard to say how I would do it because without, it's individualized.
You ever deal with people that are professionals that have maybe been to one thing too many times and they just finally had that point that they've got to talk?
Yes, I have quite a few first responders, yes. And military as well. I have a lot of military, but
Mhm.
yes,
That's tough to deal with
it is.
because they're going to have to go right back and do the same job.
Correct.
How do you fix them?
I don't know if I'd use the word fix, but
That's what I would use.
help them to process and learn to compartmentalize. And sometimes, some are better at it than others. Yeah, everybody's different.
Maybe y'all, if you're getting the message here, if there's nothing else, maybe this message should be loud and clear. Maybe it's time, if you're seeing yourself in what we're saying, there is hope.
There is absolutely there
Hope,
is.
as we heard earlier, hope is alive.
There's always hope.
From Kara.
Mhm.
Hope is alive. Maybe it's time to see a counselor, someone who's actually trained to help folks like you and me to deal with the anxieties, insecurities, and fear of a recurring problem.
Correct.
Community Prevention Services is located right here in Jacksonville. The staff trained professionals deal with the same kinds of issues you might be facing right now. No need to wait any longer. No need to continue feeling like you're all alone with your feelings. Give them a call today, 910-353-0972. They offer services that are completely confidential. They're not going to blab it. You're not going to read about your problems on social media.
No.
And the chances are good that your insurance plan is recognized at Community Prevention Services. Offshore today, westerly winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwesterly 10 to 15 this afternoon. Seas around 2 feet. 2-foot waves from the southwest every 4 seconds. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop this afternoon. Southwesterly winds tomorrow 5 to 10, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. 2 to 3 footers. Sounds and rivers a light chop, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. And on Thursday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, kicking up just a bit. Seas kicking up a little bit too, 3 to 5. They should be 2 to 3 near shore, but be careful around the inlet. Sounds and rivers will be choppy.
Today, mostly sunny, high of 88. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 68. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 87, with 5 to 13 mile an hour winds and gusts as high as 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 71. And on Thursday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mainly in the afternoon after 2 p.m. Otherwise, partly sunny, a high of 90 with 20 mile an hour gusts. The weekend's looking really good.
Okay, good.
Even Friday is going to be sunny and 90.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
Yeah. And hopefully I'll get a little bit of rain, but I'll probably still need to water because
I think water, because it's
I don't
hard.
think there's going to be that much water falling.
No, I mean,
Hit and miss showers.
if anything, the thunderstorms will be, quick downpour and,
it'll
there they
run
go.
off.
Yeah.
Hey, for you guys who garden, if you don't want that stuff running off right away, if you want some of that water to accumulate in your gardens when it rains, put some mulch around your plants. Put it in your plant beds, your wherever you garden. Put it mulch around it. It also prevents all the heat from going into the ground and making that moisture evaporate. It will accumulate.
Oh, I need to do
It
that.
accumulates in the mulch,
Mhm.
and then it slowly sinks down, and you don't have just surface water at that point in time.
Nice.
Because
Okay.
your plants, they want to send roots down to where water is, and if there's no water down there, your plants do not thrive. Okay, that's just another little tip from a stupid gardener. What I find stressing at times, most of you who pay attention to the show, I dive. I've been diving since 1965. That's 59 years now.
Mhm.
59 years, going into my 59th year. I've lucky, special,
Mhm.
cheated, or whatever for 59 years. I'm okay. I haven't had any serious issues.
Correct.
The Coast Guard found a diver last week, 75 miles from where he had been diving off the coast of South Carolina. Coast Guard watchstanders in Miami were alerted by divers aboard a 28-foot dive boat who said that one man did not surface with the other divers. A massive search and rescue operation was launched with multiple air and surface crews responding to the area to assist in the search near the diver's last known position based on prevailing weather conditions. The smart people at a Coast Guard unit like that will check currents, check wind, check what's going on, and they will expand their search accordingly. That's exactly what they did. Officials said an air crew from Coast Guard Station Savannah spotted the diver and deployed a rescue swimmer to help hoist him into the helicopter a few days later.
Was he alive?
Yes.
Oh my Lord,
He
what,
was-
just been floating around out there?
Safely brought to Cape Fear Regional Jetport in Southport, where medical teams were awaiting. He did not need medical assistance. Coast Guard needed water and he needed food. Coast Guard officials said weather conditions at the time of the diver's rescue, 8 to 9 foot seas and winds from the north and nearly 20 miles per hour. He was not injured during this dramatic ordeal.
Impressive. He
That's-
wasn't bit by a shark. He wasn't. There's like a lot.
That will cause stress among a whole lot of
That's
people.
causing
that I
me
know.
stress just to hear it. Good gracious.
And when I get out there on a boat, 25, 30 miles offshore,
what did
and
they
you
all
jump
just,
into the abyss,
what did they just jump in and just everybody just kind of went their own way?
not everybody, you're supposed to say in buddy
I
teams.
thought you were supposed to say with the
But-
buddy.
You know, things can happen in the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of dark down there. So
No, not really. If you're in good, clear water, decent
Well,
water.
maybe
where
they won't. I mean,
divers
how did-
are. If they're offshore,
I mean, was he just like swimming around and all of a sudden he surfaced and like, where's everybody at? Like,
Probably.
I have a lot of questions. I want to
well,
know.
if you get caught up in current,
Yeah.
the current is near the surface, and that's one of the issues that a lot of divers, especially those who are not overly experienced, they don't quite understand. You can come up
Mhm.
and you look back over there. Oh my God, there's the boat, and I'm going the wrong way. You can't
Yikes.
swim against those currents.
Correct.
Trying to get the attention of the people on the boat, or maybe he came up early and he drifted away.
I mean, what in that case, what do? You go back down and swim up and then come back up?
If you've got the air and
Uh-huh.
you've got the strength and you've got a good
Oh, that's
compass
true. I
reading,
forgot about having the air. Yeah.
you've got to then get
Yeah.
down below the strong current on the
Right,
surface. The
right.
currents generally down on the bottom are not
Mhm.
like that. Not
Mhm.
always. Sometimes they can be that bad on the surface. I jumped in at Frying Pan Shoals off of a 40-foot boat off the bow one day. We have a safety line off the back that went out about 50 feet or so with a buoy on it,
Mhm.
a float attached to it. I jump off. Generally, you're going to sink immediately, right? But
Oh,
then you
correct.
come up and you give it an okay sign and everything's fine. When I came up to give the okay sign, I was off the stern of the boat immediately
Oh my.
and going away. Oh, I latched onto that line very quickly
Mhm.
and they pulled me in.
Yeah. Then you're like, okay, yeah, we're
And
not
then we
doing
aborted
this.
the dive.
I was going to say, yeah, that's where you say no.
We came back ashore.
Yeah.
Not worth the effort and worth the risk.
Right.
So, you got to be smart in these things.
I agree.
I don't know what occurred with this thing. I do know he got separated from his party. He's a lucky man. He's
Very
35 years
lucky.
old.
Well, I bet he won't dive again.
Oh, I don't. I
Well, he
hope,
might.
I hope
yeah.
he does.
Yeah.
You
That's-
you got to learn
That's
from your
traumatic
mistakes.
for everybody involved, though, too.
Yeah, diving. One of the things we always try to do is when we're diving, we try to make note of where the anchor is. We swim
Oh, yes.
up current,
Mhm.
away up current, into the current on the bottom.
Mhm.
Anchor line is going to be coming down. The boat's going to be this way. That means the current's going that way. Okay. For those of you who have Facebook, you can see what I'm talking about. Visualize it otherwise. Swim against the current while you're diving. And then that
That
way
takes
you've
a lot
got
of
easier
stress.
when you come back and try to plot your course so you'll come back to that anchor line
Makes sense.
and then come up by the anchor line. You're holding onto the anchor line.
Hmm.
Yes.
And then when
Okay.
you are
I
ready
get
to
that.
get into the boat, hopefully there will be people on the boat. Don't dive and just everybody get into water, for God's sakes. You need a captain or somebody on the boat to recover you, to help pull everybody in.
Yeah. I agree
One
with
at a
that.
time.
Yeah.
That's
the way you do it.
a lot of energy that you've used.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway, that's causing stress. In case you can't tell, I got stressed reading the story this
stress.
morning.
Well, here's a story that'll cause you some stress.
What up?
Washington High School. was vandalized last week.
I saw
So
that.
far, they've identified about 47 students.
Oh, really?
Which will not be walking across the stage for graduation.
Were they seniors?
They should
They
know
were
better.
seniors.
What were they doing?
They
Playing
went
the
into
end of
the
year stupid senior pranks?
they were able to access the high school cafeteria after hours.
Oh, God.
They broke cafeteria tables. They wrote on hallways and walls and windows, as well as trophies were damaged
Really?
by raw eggs. They used a key entry as an alarm was not properly set, and it was confirmed that those who participated will not be allowed to participate in Saturday morning's graduation.
And that is not could be arrested.
Yes.
And that is not senior prank. That's straight up vandalism and breaking
And
in.
now what they need to do is
Yeah.
have be forced to go in there, y'all.
clean it all
They're gonna
up.
Clean it all up, and mom and daddy going to have to pay for it. And they
Yep.
better take it out of whatever they're going to
Yeah,
give you.
and give them X amount of time to do it too.
They said the
Modern day.
cafeteria was a complete mess with tables overturned, broken, toilet paper strewn about while the lunchroom was roped off with red caution tape.
Now, who thought that was a good idea?
That's not funny
It's
at all.
not funny at all.
Not funny at
It's
all.
disgusting.
I think the most we ever did at Jacksonville High School was the big thing then was to throw somebody into the senior fountain, which is now a flower garden. But because
We didn't do that.
well, back in my years, it
Well,
was a
unless you
common thing.
unless you were
bullying, Lee,
underclassmen
anyway.
and you walked over to the senior fountain. If
Yeah,
you walk
it
to the
was a
senior fountain, you're going
senior-
to get wet.
would pick a freshman because at that time we
That's
only had
bullying.
freshmen.
It
It was
is. It's mean.
fun.
It's cruel.
And
If you tread on senior property,
Yeah.
you go get what you deserve.
Well, I agree with that part, but yeah.
in the fountain.
Don't drag him over there.
No, I was
But
going to
if-
say, don't drag him
but
over
if
there.
you
That's
walk-
bullying.
If he
But
walks
they-
if he
yeah.
walks across sacred senior ground,
Mhm.
hold your breath, hold your
Yeah,
nose,
I
because you're gonna
mean,
get wet.
Nobody ever got hurt. And it was you just got wet. It was just a thing that.
And then you had you wore that badge all day long, didn't you?
Yeah, so school got tired of it after a while
Yeah.
and put dirt in the fountain, and it's a flower garden now.
Let's take a break. You're live at Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs. Gas appliances, LP replacement parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for spring. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Chico's Tires, 2320 Wilmington Highway is Jacksonville's oldest tire company, and now Jacksonville's newest tire company is Little Chico's, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard. Little Chico's carries all the major brands and all sizes, such as Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Bridgestone, and many others, and all new tires have warranty. In addition to a great selection of new tires, Little Chico's has used tires starting at only $30. In addition to new and used tires, Little Chico's does brake service, minor auto and truck repair, and towing. So if you need tires, new or used, brake service, minor auto or truck repair, or if you need a tow, visit Jacksonville's newest tire store, Little Chico's, 1675 North Marine Boulevard. By phone, 910-333-0473 for Little Chico's Tire Service, located at 1675 North Marine Boulevard, right here in Jacksonville.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
We got a caller, probably the last for the day, maybe. Curtis, how are you?
Curtis.
Hey, good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Doing good. How about you?
We're just kind of sassy a little bit. How about you?
I know I've been listening off and on in between bus routes. I'm off the school bus now, but I wanted to call in about your previous conversations you're having about term limits and stuff. And I think that a positive note to somebody who knew when to get out locally and did, and he was on his peak, and that was Harry Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
Harry Brown. I mean, my goodness, the man was up there. Should have been the next governor. I mean, he had so much positive things going on that he was doing, writing budgets and stuff for the state. He knew people, but he also knew when to get out when the getting was good. And he went out on a high, and he didn't have to worry about staying in and somebody critiquing him and going out on the low, you know.
Yeah.
And,
I saw him recently, and I said, okay, what are you going to run for? And he said, nothing. He's enjoying life, and he's taking care of his business.
Yeah, and you know, another one is Hans Miller. I heard you comment about Sheriff Brown earlier, and you know, I agree with what you were saying that sometimes you support somebody staying in there, but sometimes locally, in a position such in a law enforcement position role or something like that, where you have a lot of say-so, sometimes you stay in there long enough, you get older, and sometimes you appear that to others that you think you're God, by some of the actions that you take and some of the things that you've done, and then all of a sudden you just tarnish your reputation. I mean, go ahead and get out while the getting out's good, and while your reputation is good, don't do anything,
Well, in Hans' case, he made a commitment when he ran in 2014. He said, "I'm going to serve no more than 2 terms," and he kept that commitment, and that's just the way it was. He decided that's what he wanted to do, and that's what he wanted to do. Now, he was a professional, but he was a professional when he came into that position. I mean, he served in military in law enforcement. He served in the civilian world in law enforcement, multiple agencies, and including with the sheriff's office. So, I mean, he had a working knowledge of what he was getting into. He decided he wanted to run for sheriff, and that's what he did. And with a commitment to serve 2 terms, and now he's enjoying life, riding his motorcycle, and he's trimming trees a lot. Because I hear he's a ham radio guy, so I hear all that stuff from him on a regular basis. So it's kind of fun.
Right. Yeah. On another note, a different note is this weekend on Sunday, I got to spend some quality time with a man who is never short on words. That you have on the show a lot and calls in a lot, and that was the Thomas family from the Rosetown area. And I tell you, Tim Thomas, he's a good guy. And I was thinking after I talking to him when I left for a year, you know what? He doesn't have, I don't know that he has any enemies. However, he did come very close to having an enemy one time when one of his horses got out and got in my dad's yard. And Tim was standing there trying to convince my dad that what the horse did to my mom's azalea bush was better fertilizer than you can buy from the old FTX, you know.
That would be Timmy.
And Tim was just standing there. He was just grinding. And my dad said, "No, you got to get that stuff up, you know." And Tim said, "No, that's some of the best fertilizer and grams you can have, you know."
Oh, I wish that I would have loved to witness that interchange, and too bad it's not on tape.
Let's go back to Sunday. You said there was a pig picking. Where was that?
Well, it was a family reunion.
Oh, okay.
For the Thomas family, they get together yearly, and one of the guys locally there from the community, he took the hog, and it was some of the best barbecue, and it had the skin. With, oh my God!
Hold on just a second there, Curtis. You got to, my middle initial is T, and legitimately, do you know what my middle name is?
Thomas.
That's right. Named after my granddaddy, John Thomas Brown, and my name is Thomas. So why didn't I get the invite? I got to talk to Timmy.
You talk to Tim about that. I think you can do something about it. He's the man.
There you go. All right. Hey, Curtis, thank you, sir.
You have a good day.
You too. Let's take a quick break. Kelly's got a couple things to say, too, when we get back. You're live in Local Real Talk. She's still thinking what they're going to be, though, because she's trying to form the words and trying to keep them clean. You're live in Local Real Talk. We'll be right back.
WSME.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. The excitement of baseball has arrived in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Ospreys Summer Collegiate Baseball Team. Playing their games in inaugural season at Jack Elliott Park in Jacksonville. Bring your family and friends. Catch fun with games, promotions, and special events. Grab season passes, online tickets, and game times at JacksonvilleOspreys.com. Tickets just $10 at the gate. This summer, swing on over and score some fun with your own Jacksonville Ospreys. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at watkinsnewfloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997, with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering, you stand on it, we stand behind it.
If your plans include hitting the road this year to do some traveling, make sure a visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle, and a visit to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind with the best value in all name brand tires and the largest selection of used tires in this area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete fixed service, oil changes, and alignment service. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers residential and commercial duct and dryer vent cleaning, and now offers expert residential and commercial plumbing service. In case of a power outage due to a storm or for any reason, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning has Generac generators in stock ready to install today. Remember, better breathing comes with cleaner air. Let Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning improve the air quality in your home or business with professional air duct cleaning. As always, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning is available 24/7 for all your heating, cooling, and plumbing emergency needs. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, with locations in Jacksonville and Hampstead. Visit online, humphreyheating.com, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back here for a couple of minutes. Kelly, you're right. Yeah. You got a couple of things that are going, right?
So remember last week when you talked about the man who went viral for driving at the court?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out it was an error.
Yeah.
The judge, back in 2022, his suspended license had been rescinded. But the problem is, the court system, there's a clerical error, never sent the clearance to the Secretary of State's office.
So he actually was not driving
He was
with a
not
suspended
driving,
license.
and not only that, he had to spend 2 days in jail. Over that.
There's a suit there.
I agree. And the deputy legal director for the Secretary of State there said that the process to get a driver's license reinstated can be complicated. But he said something happened in the wires and we need to talk to the court to get the clearance and clean it up. Agreed. And it ended up happening, but not before. I think this, he may.
The judge probably needs to apologize to this man on behalf of the court system.
Yes.
Not because of what the judge did, because the judge did what was right, based upon the information, misinformation that the judge had.
Yeah.
So.
And he was driving his wife to the doctor.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, and then in Raleigh, this is aggravating to me. A man and woman are in custody after led North Carolina Highway Patrol on a 145-mile-an-hour chase.
Oh no, they should go to prison.
Off US 70, yes, and they were arrested under other things, a bunch of drug charges, and there were drugs on her, but they also have previous felonies.
But dudes, get out there and try that. You are going to jail.
And 145 miles an hour. They're lucky they didn't lose control and hit and kill somebody. And it's going to be somebody innocent, of course.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. Generally, speeds like that in a pursuit, you end wrecking. You end up wrecking your vehicle.
According to this, they were driving an Audi.
Ouch.
I'm looking at the car. Yeah. Yeah. That is scary.
This sad story down in Louisiana. 16-year-old girl killed Sunday with what appears to be a targeted killing. The St. John Sheriff's Office identified the victim as Araya Henry. She was shot once in the hip early Sunday morning. Surveillance video captured her car being shot at by occupants of another vehicle that pulled alongside and opened fire as they drove by. She was rushed to a hospital for treatment but died of her injuries. The teenager was riding in one car with 2 other underage girls and 3 adult men, 6 people in the car, following a party in a nearby neighborhood. Underage. Investigators say it appears the group or someone in it was targeted because video surveillance, are you ready for this, showed the second car parked on a dark street near the party. It pulled out and followed the victim's car to a gas station.
I wonder if it was the men.
The shooters waited again there before speeding up to catch them at the intersection where the gunfire erupted. Now, if this isn't suspicious, the adult males have refused to cooperate with law enforcement.
I told you, I guarantee one of those adult males is the target.
The only information the cops are getting is coming from street cameras. What about the other girls in the car? Are they not talking?
Well, was this like a human trafficking thing? Were they related?
They had 3 underage girls
Mhm.
and 3 adult males.
Mhm.
They went to a party. The suspect car was found later hidden under a tarp. Guess what? It turns out it was reported stolen back in March. Go figure.
Yeah.
Hey, just a reminder, the Ospreys are playing today at Jack Emmy at 6:30. The game starts.
Ospreys.
It's National Safe Day, and that's the theme for today. So 6:30 first pitch. And good news, starting to Friday, Big Rock Tournament kicks off with activities, and the ladies will be fishing this weekend. And
Lady
on
anglers.
Monday, the big boats will be out to drop their lines, bring in that big one.
I don't know how much the payout's going to be this year, but it's something we'll try to.
I wonder if
stay
Michael
in touch with.
Jordan's coming
I
back
was
this
just
year.
wondering that
I
if he
don't
was
know.
entering. He usually does, but who knows?
Maybe they could, while he's here, maybe the Ospreys should get him to come out and throw out a pitch. He played baseball too. Remember that?
He did.
Okay, tomorrow we got Dr. Rosemary Stein first thing in the morning at 7:30. Then just a few minutes after that,
we got a special treat.
We have a special treat going. I got to lock up some of my critters there for a while.
Yeah.
Because we got a
Swansboro.
dog coming. We are going to the dogs tomorrow.
That's right. Who let the dogs out?
Who let this one dog out? I'll tell you what, I've seen some
Beautiful.
video of this dog.
beautiful
WITN
dog.
had a story on it. Beautiful dog.
Yes.
And it's meant for primarily for the law enforcement officers with the Swansboro PD.
That's right. They'll be in here.
They deal with a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And a lot of them are very young.
Right.
And as we noted, or it has been noted, they've had 2 recent suicides that that Swansboro PD had to respond to. That plays a toll,
It
as we
does.
know. So
Yes.
this is kind of like an in-house
It's
therapy dog.
Yeah, it's a therapy dog.
Okay. I forgot the name already. Dadgummit.
Was it Elsa? I've read.
I don't
I'm
remember.
going to look
We'll
it
have
up.
to
I
look
don't
it
know
up.
if I'll have
It's a
it.
cute
in
dog,
time.
though.
It is. Cute dog.
Very
Looks a little bit
exciting.
like Jake up here.
A little bit.
A little bit like Jake. Okay. We will be back tomorrow. Have a great rest of your days. Try to, keep warm. We'll stay hydrated today, but I still mean keep your internal organs and stuff very well lubricated.
Bernie.
That's it.
How did I get Elsa?
I don't know where that one came
Big
from.
difference.
You think about Frozen? Like, what's happening? Yeah.
Anyway, Bernie will join us
Ignore
tomorrow
her.
morning. Elsa will not be here.
No.
You're live and local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
News.